channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Danielle and I am recording this video after a long, hot, sweaty day. It was actually my baby shower today. I actually had 2 baby showers, so this was my second one and I'm tired. I wanted to have something to upload tomorrow because I usually pre-record my videos and I've been uploading them pretty much like a few weeks delayed because obviously when I found out I was pregnant, I didn't upload those right away. But the specific video that I've been trying to upload literally for like 3 or 4 weeks will not upload from my laptop for some reason. I don't know what's going on with it, so I thought I would re-record it. So please excuse my makeup and my hair and everything else about my appearance. Like I said, a long day, I'm tired, I'm just like, ugh. But anyways, I wanted to go over I was gonna say pregnancy symptoms, but that will be a separate video. Today I wanted to go over how I'm feeling about my due date approaching and this whole pregnancy thing and just kind of how I feel on the whole experience. Because I do follow a lot of YouTubers and a lot of makeup gurus, is that what you call them? Like beauty influencers. And there just so happens to be a lot of people that are pregnant right now. And I don't know, I feel like everybody is different when it comes to their pregnancy and how they feel and kind of how they show or what they show. And I just feel like I'm not them. And it's not that I'm not excited that I'm pregnant, because I am. I'm happy. It's such a blessing. But I feel more fearful than I do excitement. And I don't see many people express that side of pregnancy. And yeah, so I just kind of wanted to go over my feelings. So like I said, I do feel more fearful. I'm scared. I'm terrified. And I don't know if this has anything to do with the fact that my mom literally traumatized me my whole life and would say things to me like, don't get pregnant. Once you get pregnant, like your life is over. And she would tell me all these horror stories about pregnancy, about having kids. And she really just scared the shit out of me, if I'm being completely honest. And I know she was doing it because she didn't want me to be a teen mom or a young mom like she was. She had my oldest sister when she was 16. And by the time she was like 22 or 23, she already had 3 kids with my dad. I was number 3. And then after that, they decided to start all over and they had 4 more. So my parents have 7 kids. So clearly she likes being a mom because she wouldn't keep having kids if she didn't enjoy being a mom. But I just think that she didn't want me to start as young as she did. So she just wanted better. So I understand, like, her mentality was like, oh, freak me out so I won't want to go down the same path as her. So like, I know that she was probably just trying to make me or allow me to like live my life before having kids, and wanted me to do things, you know, a certain way. The chances she like basically like do things in a way that she didn't get to do them. Like I said, she was a very young mom, and you know, she obviously put us all first. And with me, she wanted me to graduate high school and to go to college and then, you know, travel or get a career and then get married, buy a house, like do everything in a certain order, like the traditional way. But then as soon as I got married with my current husband, not my last husband, I was really young. I don't know if you saw that video or not, but yes, I was previously married when I was 18. She never asked about kids with him. But with my current husband, because we are older and I don't know, maybe she just likes him more. She was asking when we're gonna have kids. Like, and honestly, like the thought terrified me to have kids. Like, it just terrified me. And I don't know what is so scary about it. Like, just because people say like, oh, you won't have any freedom and, you know, all this stuff. And it's just like, I'm a homebody as it is. But that aspect of it does scare me. The fact that you can't just get up and go when you want, you know, you have like a whole human to take care of, and that part scares me. But I don't know, like, I don't know why it scares me so much. For a long time, like, I didn't think I even wanted kids. Like, I hear people, even when they're young, like, oh, I always wanted to be a mom and all this stuff. And for me, those feelings didn't come until I met my husband. Like, I didn't always want to be a mom because I've been scared. I was never one of those people, like, since I was a teenager, like, oh, I always want to be a mom, because my mom freaking scared me. She made it seem like your life is completely over. So, like I said, when I met my husband, things changed. My husband always wanted to have kids since I met him. Did you hear that door creak? That was the cat opening the door. Anyway, so my husband always wanted to have kids since I met him, and you know, things change. My mentality, I wouldn't say my mentality, but the things that I wanted changed when I met him. But still, I have like these fearful thoughts, and I know everything is gonna be fine, but it still scares me. I watch, like I said, YouTubers and beauty vloggers and all these people that happen to be pregnant this year, because I feel like 2019, like, everybody got pregnant, and I see all their excitement and things like that, but I don't ever see them express any type of concern or fear or anything like that. So that's why I wanted to make this video, just in case you're pregnant and you're fearful. Like, I want you to know that you're not alone, because I can't be the only one feeling this way, right? Like, it's not that I'm not excited. It's just like I'm scared. And right now I'm 4 weeks, or exactly 1 month away from my due date. So like 4.5 weeks. And people are like, oh, are you so ready? And all this stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm not ready. Like, the whole labor process also scares me. And that's another thing that people say, like, oh, if you can have the baby, you know, naturally, then have the baby naturally, instead of like a C-section or whatever. I wish my doctor would give me the choice. Like, if I can schedule a C-section in my head, I would do that. Like, I don't know why I'm comfortable with the idea of a C-section. I've never been comfortable with the idea of pushing a watermelon out of my hoo-ha. Like, that has never like been something that comforted me. Or, you know, like, some people are very fearful and have like their birth plan, and like they don't want to have a C-section. And with me, it's like the opposite. I'm like, I wish my doctor would give me the option, like, but he doesn't. So the whole fact that like everything's gonna come like unexpectedly, and that scares me. Like, how am I supposed to know? Like, how will I know when I'm in labor? Like, excuse me. Like, I hope I'm one of those people where like my water breaks and then I can go to the hospital before like the whole process starts, because I do follow a couple people whose water did break, and they were not having any type of like painful contractions beforehand, and then their water broke and then they went to the hospital and things like that. And I like that, but apparently that is like rare, or doesn't happen with everybody. A lot of times people get the contractions first, and then they go to the hospital, and then the doctor actually breaks their water for them. So I just hope I'm one of those blessed people that my water breaks. But of course, like, you can hope and want all these things, but everybody's birth is different, or their labor is different. And I don't know, it just, the whole fact that it just comes unexpectedly, maybe it's because like I feel like I'm a planner, or like I need to be like on a schedule. Like, I want to know when it's coming. I don't know, the whole thing just scares me. And I know like people have a C-section, it's scheduled, like, or the friends that I've had where the doctor gave them the choice, like they scheduled their C-section. So it's like no drama, no nothing. But I mean, obviously they're gonna do whatever is the best option for me at the time and for the baby. And I want the baby to come out healthy regardless, but it's just my own fears that are consuming me, where I'm just like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. We are gonna be moving soon. I don't know why I'm like super itchy. I think my sister's cat was on the couch, because I'm allergic to cats kind of. And like, I'm like itching everywhere now. So she must have been sleeping on the couch all day or something. Anyways, we're gonna be moving soon. The whole transition of us moving is something else that's just like added to my list. So I'm just like, ugh, you know, just like more things to do, more stressors, and I don't know. That's kind of how I've been feeling. Another thing which may be an unpopular opinion, or people may shame me for this, but I'm being honest and I'm being real, is everybody's asking me like, oh, are you planning to breastfeed? Are you planning to breastfeed? And that's another thing my whole life, like, I never really thought like, oh, I'm gonna be breastfeeding my kid or my child or my baby. Like, that's never a thought that crossed my mind. And I know that they put like a lot of pressure on women, like you have to breastfeed or like you're not like a good mom. And I don't have that in me where I want to breastfeed. And that's just my own opinion or my own feelings. I don't know. I don't know if it comes down to like I just don't like to be touched. And I know it's like your child, but like I have like this weird thing where it's just like, don't touch my boobs. And it's just, I don't mind. Like I was saying, like I'll pump and then bottle feed. Because I know my mom used to pump or whatever, and like she would freeze like the milk, so that way like anybody can actually bottle feed the baby, you know what I mean? So like she didn't exclusively breastfeed, and maybe in my head that's why I think like, no, I don't want to just breastfeed, because I don't want to be the only one that can like suit this baby like every time, you know? I want my husband to be involved, or you know, if other people are helping out with the baby, I don't want to be there like, oh, I just have to pop out my boob and this is the only way that my baby's going to eat. So I don't know if that makes any sense, because a lot of people kind of are like, oh, you need to breastfeed. When I say a lot of people, I mean everybody. It's like, you need to breastfeed. Oh, pumping is so exhausting. And it's like, you're not making me want to do it anymore, you know, by like you saying like, oh, it's exhausting. Okay, so like however I feed my baby, that should be sufficient as long as my baby is getting fed. I mean, it may be different when my daughter gets here. Maybe I'll change my mind. But the fact that like people tell you like, oh, it's, you know, whatever, they just have like their opinions and stuff, like it's not going to change my mind. I just feel like there's like a lot of shame in that, like if you don't want to breastfeed, and or if you can't, if say the baby doesn't even latch on. So I don't know, that's like another unpopular thing that like I don't hear people talking about. Like I just hear everybody mom shaming, and it's like, oh, you need to breastfeed. I don't hear anybody ever say like, no, I don't want to breastfeed, or I only want to pump and I'll bottle feed, or I'll bottle feed, you know, I'll pump and I'll give the baby formula as well. Like, people don't talk about that. And I don't feel like it makes you a bad mom if you pump your milk as opposed to putting your baby on your boob. Like, what's the difference? If the baby's still getting fed, I don't think it makes you a bad mom if you formula feed, if your baby's getting fed. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's just like a lot of judgment when it comes to that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's another thing that's kind of like, when you're pregnant, everybody has an opinion, or like, you know, wants to voice their opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much all of my feelings right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.